Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, Noodle here, and today we're looking at Democracy 3. Now this is day 2 of our campaign. Also, it's going to take a 3-month jump into our terms. Let's see how this works, man. Let's click next, hope for the best. Alright, so there we are. We're misinterpreting the Constitution and fudging unemployment figures, which is pretty popular in America. Alright, so we click that guy. GDP took a hit, pretty bad. Health is still bad, crime is still high. Education, still pretty good. Nothing really changed besides GDP going down, which is bad. The good news is the global economy is doing well. This is having a positive effect on our GDP. But our debt is fucking crazy. Look at that. The debt's going up like crazy. Expenditures going up. Our income hasn't really changed. But that's going to change this round. Shit. There we go. Our credit rating has been downgraded. Major international credit agencies have downgraded the status of your government's debt. This is likely to have a knock-on effect of the GDP as foreign companies become wary of investing in your company, which is bad. Our capitalists have lost 0.05 and our GDP lost 0.03, which may not seem like a lot, but when you're talking about billions upon billions and billions in revenue, that's a fuck ton of money. Budget report, where our government is rated as a BB, which is bad. We have a lot of debt. And the Human Rights Society is actively encouraging its members to oppose the current government. Fuck the haters. Let's get going. Our ministers can be described as trustworthy, and their effectiveness is considered to be adequate. So that's not really good. The polls do not look good. Our last poll puts us at 25% of the vote in an election. So that's pretty bad, but that's fine. Let's continue. Alright, so now that we have all this kind of stuff going, let's go ahead and see how it's been affected. Antisocial behavior, it's starting to drop. Okay, now the blue is where it is. Okay, the red is, this is the problem line. Once it passes the red, it becomes an issue. Okay, in order for it to stop becoming an issue, this blue line has to drop underneath this green line. As you can see, it's starting to drop, but our community policing hasn't really taken effect. Look at that, it's like this little tiny sliver. Once it gets up there, I have full faith that it's going to do better. Alright, with that being said, alcohol hasn't changed. How's our skills? Look, it's starting to drop a little bit. And it's just getting started, so that's really good. Now it's time for taxation. This is the stuff that everybody hates. So we're going to go ahead and tax smoking, and we're going to make everybody pissed off at us. But look at this. It's going to go ahead and increase our revenue by, Jesus Christ, by like, what is that, 80, 90 billion dollars? Yes, we'll do that. Yes. Kevin Sanders, we did 25% effectiveness. You go ahead and do that. Everybody's going to fucking hate us, but that's fine. Because we are going to be generating a fuck ton of money. And that's going to go ahead and help us get us out of debt. That's going to help everybody, like, do stuff. Yeah. Alright, so that being said, we got that done. Now we need to go ahead and implement an alcohol tax, which I don't think we can do that. Alcohol tax is going to be 30, so it's going to need quite a bit of points to go ahead and start taxing that. But the one thing that we can do is we can go ahead and increase our police force. Okay, now the police force itself is that medium. Okay, and it's every government needs to employ a police force to ensure order is kept and the laws are obeyed, but it's a matter of debate exactly how much should be spent on the police. Some favor a large police force with police on every street corner. Others prefer a more low-key, tolerant approach. As you can see, it negatively affects crime and violent crime, which is great. It negatively inflates state employees' income, which is not good. The unemployment, because we create jobs if we increase their funding, and it really drastically decreases antisocial behavior, alcohol abuse, vigilante mobs, and drug addiction, which are some of the problems that we have here. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise it to high. Now, right now it's about 30 billion. We're going to raise it to 40 billion. Alright, look at that. It went ahead and dropped the income, the negative influence on the income, which is good, which means that it's going towards the positive. State employees are going up. It's going to increase the state employee membership. It's going to go ahead and increase all the stuff that's bad, which is great. Unemployment, it's going to go ahead and hit it a little bit, not too much, but it'll be good. Violent crime, blah blah blah. Okay, so there we go. Mr. Philip Miller, take it away with your really, really creepy smile. Really creepy. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Yes. Alright. So now we're at 10. We really can't do too much with 10, so we're just going to let it ride. We're going to see how this new taxation works. We're going to go ahead and see how everything is going. So let's go ahead, hit next, and let's hope for the best. Alright, we're enjoying lobbyist hospitality and fudging unemployment figures again. The GDP seems a little bit stable. Unemployment hasn't changed. Education's going up and poverty is going up as well. That's bad. But good news, the global economy is doing well and this is having a positive effect on our GDP. So look at that. Our expenditure is balancing out. Our income is increasing like fucking crazy, which is fucking amazing, okay? Relative GDP is going up. Interest rate went up, but that's because they didn't like us. Tobacco tax, police force, yep. And this was the community policing and the adult education subsidiary. So we went ahead, increased the police force. We also increased the tobacco tax, which is awesome. And I think we need to start just kind of saving money. And we're going to hit this really slow. Oh shit, let me see what else. Debt protection law. There's an urgent policy question that requires your immediate attention. Okay. Debt collection agencies have been in the news because of the aggressive methods they are using to extract payments from people who owe large sums of money. These debt collection agencies provide credit to people whom larger, more respectable companies will not lend money. A law is proposed to limit in the ways in which such agencies can operate. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have seen like the title loan people or like the next day or the next payday loan people. They have ridiculous interest rates. Ridiculous, like fucking stupid. Like sometimes it's like 80-90%. So it's ridiculous. But people like flood to these things because they only see, oh, I'm gonna get $1,000 now, but they don't have to see that next month they have to pay back $2,000. So it's pretty bad. So we're given options. We can limit agency activity. These agencies are preying on the weakest and poorest in our society, often tricking them into borrowing money at exorbitant rates that can never be repaid. Like I said, this is a little more than extortion, and the government should act once to limit severely in the activity of such unscrupulous companies. Okay, that's not saying that we're going to put a stop to this company. That just means we're going to limit how they can collect their debts. Okay, allow agencies to operate. Nobody forces people to borrow money they can't repay, and to restrict the rights of debt agencies to recover legitimate debts would be counterproductive. People need to learn to live within their means and not expect the state to bail them out of trouble if they cannot learn to do so. I agree. Fuck you, man. I need money. I need money really bad. Right now, I'm the only one working as a fucking assistant manager to Domino's, and I'm fucking paying all the bills and am supporting a family of 5. Like, I need money. But I know that no matter how much I need money, I'm not going to go to one of those debt fucking people because I'll be even worse off than what I was. That's called responsibility, people. Responsibility. So, fuck them. If you're stupid enough to go dump all of your money into these things, then you fucking deserve it. So, allow them to operate. More power to them. Take advantage of everybody. Good job. Alright, Alright, cabinet report. They're trustworthy and their effectiveness is generally adequate. Your approval is disapproving. We just at the polls 22%. I don't really remember what it was last time, but we'll keep that in mind. 22%. I'll go ahead and make a little note right here on my desk. All right, so let's continue. Let's get into this. All right, so so that's not too bad. Our income is 124689, and our expenditure is 1289, whatever. So we're only like 40 billion in debt, which is not bad. Look at that, 42 billion. I was good. That was good. I didn't even look. And our debt is still pretty high. But let's take a look at the antisocial behavior. Look at that. Oh, look, damn, it fucking dropped really quick, and it still has a lot to go. So, good job, community. All right, so vigilantism also dropping because of the police force. Alcohol abuse starting to take a little bit of a hit because of community policing. Internet crimes kind of taking a little bit of dip only because of I guess the crime rate is dropping. Maybe, yeah. Let's look at crime in total. Crime is starting to take a little bit of a plummet. Thanks to police forces, intelligence services, that's going to go up a little bit. Community policing is going to go ahead and hit it a little bit. And then, of course, once all those things go up, antisocial behavior, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, drug addiction, internet crime, all that will drop. So it'll go ahead and lower our overall crime. That's starting to drop. Our drug addiction, look at that. Skills also dropping, which is good because look, we still have a little bit of ways to go. So our skill shortage will go ahead and fall off, and that will positively influence our money. This also dropping. I don't know why. But hey, you know what? Fuck it. That's good. So everything's dropping. Everything's doing good. Let's go ahead and implement that alcohol tax. So we're gonna go ahead and implement that. Okay, so the poor, it negatively influences the poor, which is bad. It increases poverty, which is also bad. Equality, it negatively influences it, which is bad. And the alcohol consumption is also bad. So if we raise this, we can, look, right now, as is, we can get 50 billion. We can actually increase this all the way, which will drop alcohol consumption like fucking ridiculous. It'll negatively influence the poor, which is bad, I think. It's going to increase poverty, which means people are going to be poor. But it'll also increase our revenue. Now, what I'm doing here at the beginning of my term is trying to fucking balance out the economy and try to get a positive spin on our money. That makes people fucking mad. Okay, and that's to be expected. But with the increase of revenue, we're able to go ahead and afford welfare programs. We're going ahead and do all kinds of like after school programs and things like that, and that'll go ahead and even out at the end. Okay, so we're kind of looking at long term, not short term. So we're going to go ahead and apply changes. That's going to go ahead and give us a huge, and that should actually put us in the surplus. Okay, so we only have 5 PowerPoints. We're just going to let everything ride. As you can see, conservatives, they really like it. Conservatives are doing good. And as you can see right here, inheritance tax is negatively influencing it, but not that bad. See, it's kind of really slow. Vigilante mobs and antisocial behavior are negatively influencing conservatives. But once those are gone, the conservatives are going to skyrocket. Because look at that. Look, they're going to have all this positive and then one negative. So that's not bad. Parents are really worried about drug addiction, which is going to drop because of the crime and community thing. And then the asthma epidemic, not much we can do in the handgun laws. I'm sorry, America, get over it. Everyone fucking hates us because of the smoking tax, the internet crime, and of course regular crime. But once crime drops, it should go ahead and balance out. Violent crime will go ahead and drop, so it should balance out as well. Liberals fucking hate us from all corners of the world. Military spending, border controls, citizenship tests, alcohol laws, death penalties, handguns, armed police, everything. Fucking they hate everything. Okay, so we're gonna have to do something to go ahead and increase the liberals before they get violent. But we're going to let it ride, and we're going to see how this goes. 2 terms! Alright, so we're gerrymandering constituents and fudging unemployment figures again. Alright, so crime is dropping, poverty is going up. That's pretty bad. We have a stress epidemic. Doctors have warned that our businesses are working people too hard, which is leading to dangerously high levels of stress for people with full-time jobs. There are calls for limits on the hours that people work and better whatever. Poll report, 17%. Ooh, people fucking really hate us, but that's fine. Our credit rating is worryingly, but look at this. Look, our income is shooting through the fucking roof. Global economies took a little bit of a dive. Our expenditure is about right. Debt, a little bit increased, but not too bad. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to see how this has affected everybody. Okay, so we're in the surplus of almost $100 billion, which is not a lot. Okay, let's be honest, it's not. But if we can balance out the debt just to make it where we're just our expenditure and our income is even, that'll be fine. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Bam, still dropping. Community policing is doing its thing. So antisocial behavior, good job. Let's look at vigilante mobs, also dropping a little bit, but it's still going to need some work. So we're going to have to boost up our police just a little bit. Alcohol, huge dive because of the fucking tax, and of course because of community policing also doing its thing. So good job, community police. Internet crime dropping a little bit, ever so slightly, but probably only because crime is going down. Let's look at crime in general. Crime. Where's my crime? There we go. Crime is also dropping. Police force is still getting strong. Intelligence service is still going. Community policing is still going. So that's good. So now it's going to go ahead and we need to start tackling things. The skills, really good. That's going to go ahead and drop off pretty soon. Narcotic use, it's kind of balancing out, but because of unemployment and crime. Pollution took a little bit of dip, but it's going back up. That's not really all that great. So let's go ahead and let's start making people happy. Okay, so the poor, the socialists, all these people really fucking pissed off, but we are having a surplus of $100 billion. So that means we have $100 billion to go ahead and spend on services and things that will make people happy. So let's go ahead and look at welfare. I'm not going to spend all that money, but let's see. Fixed payments made by the state directly to parents to assist in the cost of bringing up children. Popular with parents for obvious reasons, and the poor who see it as a redistributive tax. But capitalists are opposed to such unnecessary levels of interference by government. Okay, so it's kind of paying people to have babies. Not really all that great. By giving state subsidies for childcare, we can ensure more parents return to the workforce after having children and therefore benefit the economy. Although this can be expensive, it's also a distortion in the market and is popular with parents. So we can put a little bit of money in this. It'll go ahead and make parents happy, and it'll actually make people go back to work faster, which is really good. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Welfare Fraud Department. When government gives so much money out in welfare payments, it's essential for the money that's correctly targeted and not exploited by people making spurious claims. The dedicated fraud department will detect false claims, recover lost money, and reassure middle-income taxpayers. Okay, which is good. Wow. Okay, so it costs a pretty penny, but not that much. We have $100 billion to play with. It only costs like 3.6, and it can actually increase our revenue just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and we'll implement this. It only takes 4 points, so we'll go ahead and do that. The poor, it negatively influences the poor. It positively influences conservatives and middle income. So I mean, undercover investigators, TV ad campaigns. All right, so let's make it a solid 4. Oh shit. Let's make it a solid 3, maybe. 3 billion. Press ad campaigns. Alright, so it's going to increase our conservatives a little bit. It's going to go ahead and increase our middle income a little bit. It's going to decrease the poor because they have to jump through more hoops. But we're going to go ahead and affect the poor here in a minute. So conservatives and middle income, they're going to start liking us, which is good because conservatives don't really like us that much. At least I don't think. Where are they? Conservatives. There we go. Nah, they're okay. Middle income, okay. So we're going to have to start working on the poor. We're also going to have to work on liberals, parents, and trade unionists. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what else we can do here. Parents, we can go ahead and positively influence them, and it's only going to cost us $5 billion, which is good. And it's going to decrease crime overall, so let's go ahead and do that. Parents, socialist, which is good. We need both those people, the youth and the youth income, which is good because it's going to create a positive influence on them. They're going to spend less time in the streets, more time doing like work-related things. So I think we should go ahead and invest in this. We'll go ahead and put a solid $5 billion in this. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're at like $8 billion, which is still good because we have a surplus of like 100. So I mean, we're doing really good, and people are going to really like us. So we're going to go ahead and apply those changes. Let's see what else we can do. Welfare. Okay. Disability benefit, direct payment to the state to disabled people allow for the fact that they are possibly unable or need assistance to work. Additionally, many disabled people have special requirements in terms of transportation or housing. That's kind of expensive, not gonna lie, but it may help us out. Popularity of voters, not really all that great. Winter fuel, not really. Rent control, people don't really like rent control, I know that. We are kind of running low on points here, so let's look at improving our not our economy, the environment. So maternity leave, that's going to affect parents, right? To some people, ensuring that mothers have the right to maternity leave to return to their jobs afterwards is a sign of a civilized society and one that encourages women to work. Some people, some small businesses are concerned that it can put an unpredictable and even crippling burden on an employer, especially where the number of employees is small. It could be argued that this actually encourages employers not to employ women. Yeah, that's true, but it will get people to go back to work, and that's what we need. This unemployment shit needs to drop. Transportation, what do we have here? Clean fuel subsidiary, telecommunicating initiative. What is this? Telecommunicating and working from home is seen as desirable because it reduces the pressure on the transport infrastructure and can be improved quality of people's life. It's also welcomed by parents. This policy offers tax incentives to companies supporting this opinion. Yes, we're going to do that. I always believed in working from home. Okay, so the commuter, it positively influences commuter, negatively influences car usages, commuter, negatively influences them, but it positively influences parents and trade unionists, which we need. Okay, so we're at 8. We're going to go ahead and jack this up to 7. 7. Okay, that should be okay. And with car usage going down, there we go. That means time's up, people. With car usage going down, that also means that the pollution level is going to drop a little bit. And that's going to help pollution. That's going to help asthma as well. And we're getting people to really like us. So there we go. There's that. Alright. So we're putting people's tax money to good use. We still have 13 fists. Alcohol still going down, alcohol abuse, and we should probably try to do something with the environmentalists. So let's go ahead and do something with the environmentalists. You know what? Let's do this. Free school meals. People love that shit. Okay, so it makes people healthier, so it's going to increase our health. And healthcare, that's still so fucking expensive. It's going to increase the health, and it's also going to long term people. And so people really like this one. It's going to decrease poverty, which is great because we need to go ahead and decrease that poverty a fuck ton. Okay, it increases the poor. Oh, that's good. Our rating for the poor. It increases health. It increases socialist, which is awesome. Parents love us. Poor earnings is going to go up a little bit because that means the poor people are going to have more money. We're going to go ahead and jack this all the way up to 7.3. So if we were at I don't know what we're at, but we're pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do that. There we go. We have three fist points left, and that's it. Join me next time where we're going to go ahead and hit the next button. We're going to see how this affected our economy. We're going to see if I can balance out our debt, and like I said, join me next time. It's going to be awesome. I'm really excited. I know this is a really slow-paced game for some people, but this is really cool. I really like it. So that being said, thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time, and peace out, everybody. Love you.